Quizzical makes a forceful drive time statement about Operation Epic Fury. What's up everybody, my guy Chu here, and today we're going to talk about 3 news today, 4 news part 20, and today we're going to talk about Quizzical makes a full about the Operation Epic Fury Discursement. The FBI is just getting thing about Valve, and about Trump deported the immigrants about the border on United States and Mexico. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Tonight at what time? To the nation. President Donald Trump provided an update on Operation Epic Fury. Epic Fury. Actually, it's just 1 month recent highlighted the extraordinary achievements of the U.S. Armed Forces, which have the respect and the city was against the Iranian regime that's made its navy, destroying its air force, eliminating its security researchers, and dismantling its ability to the United States are allies in the war. Here is the motion speech. As we speak tonight, it has been only 1 month since the United States Army Force launched Operation Fury, targeting the world's foremost state sponsor of terrorism, Iran. These last 4 weeks, our armed forces have achieved swift, decisive, and overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Which is that a few people have ever seen before tonight. Iran's Navy no longer it says forces in words. Its leaders, most of the terrorist regime, take command are now dead. Its commander and control over the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated, but at this moment its ability to launch missiles and drone has been actually reduced, and its weapons, archers, and rocket launchers are being decimated. There is very few remaining. Never in history warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large scale and loses in a matter of weeks. On the first day, I announced my presidential campaign in 2015. Government said will never allow Iran to possess nuclear weapons. It's fanatical regime to being chased to America that to Israel for 47 years. It's a light creeps behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks, bombing the massive of countries and settlements of the world. Suicide bombs involved in the attack of the U.S. Colonial countless other Iranian acts. They involved the attack of the U.S. acts, allowing the terrorists to possess the U.S. will be a terrible threat, and the most silent will be regional which conduct economic threats and conquest and mass murder that by the owner allowed to that to happen. I did many things near my tutor. Let's stop. I was student of your web. That's first and perhaps recently I made to course so I'm doing my first time and then something about my importance I am doing right now you do the science about rock out. I used to about it. Recently I didn't know what no the reason what you to do. They made mistakes and I'm correcting them. My initial question was always about honesty. However, we see especially like any words to the weapons and we said that any and all attempts at agreement. Coach reason our attack on everyone makes your facilities never to midnight hammer. Every team the solve should be business could make use of one location, making it clear they had no intention of learning specific weapons. For user one says that Iron cannot possess nuclear weapons in the end because it's just rules. You're not reading at any time from. As I stated in my announcement reaction, I picked few which is survey which about systematic maintain regions and the United States across the power beyond its sport armor force I mean. Extraordinary can never be anything like in major terms. I want to talk about it, and tonight let's say that the core strategic object is are supposed to be completed. All should be completed as we start way to progress. But progress. We think it's the 13 Microsoft man. Bears will get the license fight to prevent our rich face on the iron. Now we must honor the iron. Now we must honor them by completing the missing for which they give their lives. Many Americans have expressed concern over the recent rising gasoline prices up in the country. This short-term was entirely the result of incentive attacks by the American regime against commercial tankers and other recount used to have nothing to do with the average regime against commercial tankers and never recount. Which are nothing to do with the count. This far the truth, iron can never be true. Iron can never be true. Can never be true. Iron cannot be just their weapons. They will use them and they use them quickly. That is the extortion, economic serving and stability, wars and advantage. And states that every working on that imperial face square. So since they can get few money, no wish to get involved in a daily. We are going to do. We have to do ourselves. I have to say some first buy oil in the United States of America. I didn't have a lot and second. I found a little bit of courage. Which makes me take control. Which I did. This year babies our reason we should look and this way the how about it's done. I made it clear From the beginning of Operation Upcure, there will continue officers that are shift. Thanks to the orders we have made, I can state now directly that we can all 9 States military officers soon, very soon. With them and force over the next 2 weeks. We are taking them back to Stone Age where they belong. Meanwhile, this discussion will hold the course. They hold on. Watch. Tonight, every American can look forward to the when we finally be from the conditions of Iranian spectrum blackmail. Thanks to the actions I've taken, my voice to the end since the threat now important to the United States and the world. Tonight, content. Whoa! Of course. They hold the course right. Did Trump hold the course right not monologuing and having all the weapons? Did Ivan Johnson have any good weapon? Or they were going to create their own weapon? Perhaps that could be an option. We don't know. We don't have sure what they're planning. We don't have quite sure what they're planning to do. Only God knows, but until there, we must know that we only hope that the war doesn't end. Anyway, let's get to the next view. The FBI is actually stealing games used to malware players. The FBI announced it's investigating a hacker spectre publishing several malware infected games on Steam. One of the world's largest games storage PC. The US agency uses alert writing and exploitation to contact them. Titles. Of course, they've actually these PC games which the past few years. Which is called in their files. Sting, and I believe to have been developed by the same person. It's suspected that the games will use Trojan horse a technique which the division and software hides and resistance to in this case. This is normally about its features, which stock malware on the victim's computer after download. The cyberattacks will uses just power as by the loading and running the game. The user also substock among this code, which can unlock anything when they the theft should remote access to the compromise depending on the most code to all use. Similar cases that have already occurred on Steam. This is not the first time that platform access stamp wrong. Last year, hackers and many people accusing legitimate games on Steam think they have malware in the files, although the time's first phone, the main function was to manufacture vector and Tyson layers to download the content from noise on the computers. As discovered, also the company and some person removed the games from the store. However, it's still unclear how many users managed to install infected stock. Before the removal, the FBI investigated not 6 to identify potential victims. Let's understand how this campaign as well as track down however supposedly receiving different mice games. So whisper commanded that users who have some anything I was recommend the idols preference security checks on the computers at the HVAC sector remove any specific software. Well, I thought this was a lie because it was. I thought this was a lie. I thought this thing about the FBI probably Valve was a lie to Valve doesn't release the Steam machine. I thought it was a lie to Valve doesn't release the Steam machine. But now I thought this is true because Valve will release the Steam machine sooner or later. In 2026 or 2027, and it will release the Steam machine, SteelOS, and Steam Crane. Now, how do we manage release all these products without the FBI? So how with the FBI solving these malware problem stuff? Well, because we must know they're definitely going to. Just this because they're definitely going to. It's because Gabe knew probably must do something about. Because if this is a lie, Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, they're doing this to not release the Steam machine. Obviously, they're doing that. Anyway, let's get to the next news. Let's get to the final news of the day. Job deportation costs up to $1 million each, the report say. A document prepared by the actual shows that the Republican demonstration to submit ranks at security countries before they were deported back to the origin. The Trump administration spent more than 30 minutes against where system they're not their own, in some cases paying more than $1 million per person. So they reported the Russian and so they form a race country. In other case, the report actually demonstrates the support and wins to the country and pay against children to the country of origin. The report this is why they say demonstrations are at a high cost of immigrants should the return of small numbers of nations into countries. In the report led by Senator Togini Shannon, a member of the Senate and Foreign Relations Committee, I've been one about which can erase the analysis which will constitution the government has been vague about the dates of the agreements. Trump administration is doing it as part of his application. They might the forward to the Congress and not having accepted by the result origin. That's government relations. had made it difficult for the national law system to change the boundaries. And the terms of the have increased up to for money political favor or both, just a grace for the U.S. on the systems of those squadrons. Other squadrons. Many efforts to board those international laws have faced legal challenges. I'll go to the report. The administration has an agreement with Orson of these authorities to move for more than 20 countries and seeking agreements with dozens of others. The minority report was also signed by senators. Chris Stinky, Tammy. His local curiosity is from Holland. The document mentions that the total cost is over 30 pounds. For bacon. That we find governments that go to Guinea and around El Salvador. Provide some payments on them before the arrival of any national country according to the report. The five countries now proceed to making those payments received only about the national military countries outside the West. The report notes the administration spent military aircraft to support airlines and flights. No use of all number of people. The Trump administration. The Trump administration has spent more than $72 million of the business right into higher board states. This really was human rights organization his lawyers. Here's H the Democrat Nick I'm to say that the raise around about institution on the engagements although in some cases a non-form the vice said. The British State Department spokesman Tommy Pigoff said that contrary to what they might have expected. This work only highlights much the recent work with German administration as enforcement immigration goals. Many North States and by the was a massive legal immigration and was safer because of it is instantly. Think of that development Homeland Security statement. The goal is to scare people. As January 2026 arrived, more than 80% of immigrants sent to the countries in the United States picture faces already return to the country of origin. I find the process of doing so, therefore states. Of the 5 countries that received millions of dollars payments on the country, this knows as Salvador received the largest number of deported individuals, around 20, there are 50 more sent to the country. 250. Receive the country receive a donation of $4.76 making reason the Deportation when the administration limit had ties to the organization and maybe that ties a bit with by family members and all the subject among the dispute. CNN reported last week with the subside I was provide funds to be used by civil law enforcement agencies and with the law enforcement needs, when include the detention of 238 members of Alaga training recently. The police also do the question of this document. I further just 12 order journalists to begin. Limiting as man's surveillance on the police also do last year under the enemy's actions. Removal, including some of them back to the US from the New However, only 51 people were seen to other considerations according to the report. Rwanda, which report again, received 7.5 million from the US government, only took it in 7 nations, Muslim third countries, meaning that each deported nation no cost more than 1 million US taxpayer money. According to the report, Congo did not receive any national third country, although the report says that they received a payment of US $7.5 million from the administration. Efforts to the rest of Congo, as assistance from third countries have made, and some resistance from locals. When it got removed. Ball Sunny. OS official only told the committee at that point that the British can straight to the people. I want you to be drawn in the middle of nowhere. The goal to scare people, the officials said. Of course, the report was rapidly. Told the committee that is sometimes pretty common to take the line years team to that no origin. So the report the West South Sudan. All the take back to Moscow, the report says. The report asks them to scale out the deportations at Greek that space. Another case, Jamaica man who had 4 orders to return to his country of origin was sent to Eswatini, according to the report. Not more than 181,000. He transported back to Jamaica books later. The report argues that the demonstration was carried out deportations at great cost to West. Spare responsibility calculations that could be used to ban using threats or markets. and human rights groups have raised concerns about God, which is the administration does business in this concept of wrong as a result of human rights violations. The not web report and is that the administration as long as your source that the reports will be directed in accordance with international human rights law. However, the report states that during this situation officer will have a non-ethical and not uphold the request that providing answers and that the decision not take subject of knowledge. The research has provided the research of our source of no person, the discussions that this is unlimited on the paper of this process. The concept can be the system of our system of the students them not the process relative to report. Another report by human rights watches and limits on human rights rights total. This does not mean that this is reported where there is some regular reason or you see within total and this is the beat just a matter. Well, I'm here, and this is it. Well, the deportation about the United States. The deportation about the United States. I always want to go to the United States to study and get qualified to work with anime, work with animation, maybe work with video games, projects. But I don't think I'm qualified to work with Minecraft. Study there. And no more stuff about the world. No more about science. And about Trump doing the Fury Epic. A version of Fury. They were going to the Trump deporting the immigrants. I always try to make a way to get in the United States legally. But now I'm not going to spoil how I'm gonna go to the United States legally. I'm not going to spoil how to get just the United States legally. Not going to. It's a top for another video. Anyway, Trump doing his operation with Epic Fury is the. His operation with Epic Fury is the. Operation with Epic Fury is something. With iron to finish the war, monologuing, and it's holding all the cards. And FBI watching involved. This is something that you should be worried about it because it is releasing Steam Machine. And someone would pay, some company pay to talk about this. Anyway, I hope guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you watch my content in the channel playlist and watch my information on the link down below. That's it. Goodbye. Hope you will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.